Welcome to Cinemagna. In today's video, we will showcase the Los Angeles red carpet premiere of the 2021 musical romantic drama film titled West Side Story. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel to be notified when new videos are released. West Side Story is an American musical romantic drama film directed by Steven Spielberg in 2021 and based on Tony Kushner's screenplay. It's the second feature-length adaptation of Arthur Lawrence's 1957 stage musical of the same name, with music by Leonard Bernstein, lyrics by Stephen Sondheim, choreography by Jerome Robbins, and a score composed by David Newman. It stars Ariana DeBose, David Alvarez, Mike Faist, and Rita Moreno, with Ariana DeBose, David Alvarez, Mike Faist, and Rita Moreno in supporting parts. Along with Kushner, Moreno, who appeared in the 1961 film adaptation, served as an executive producer. Without much further ado, please enjoy the West Side Story premiere video.
Everybody on your left!
Right? Mr. Spielberg, on the right, sir. At the same time.
Step back!
One more time, one more time.
Right here, this camera, one time. Right here, thank you. There you go. Come on up.
sure that as I'm introducing the film, the organ doesn't start coming up. I'm standing on the trap door. It's like the Wizard of Oz. Hey, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you so much. We've waited a long time for this, and we are really, really excited to show you our film. You know, it's been 11 days since we learned of the passing of Stephen Sondheim. And we are still heartbroken at this loss. The whole West Side Story family, as are his millions of devoted fans. Stephen's songbook spans a breadth of human experience that redefined and expanded what musical theater could hardly imagine before him. Follies, Company, Sweeney Todd, a little night music, Into the Woods, one of our personal favorites, Sunday in the Park with George. So much more, so much more. And before that, Gypsy, and of course, West Side Story, the lyrics he wrote while he was still in his mid-20s. When I first had this idea to reimagine West Side Story, I thought maybe, just maybe, I'd get a chance to get to know Mr. Sondheim. And he got his start writing this material, and I got my start directing my first musical of the same material. So I thought these two ships were going to not pass in the night, but there was going to be something special to happen. And it did. Steve and I worked very closely together every day during all the recording sessions, the pre-recording sessions, and he invested countless hours reading so many drafts of Tony Kushner's adaptation. And in between all of that, and all through the year and a half of COVID, we spent so many hours talking about our shared love of movie history. And it didn't take long for us to become good friends, to the point that he became SS1 to my SS2. Stephen's lyrics, together with Jerome Robbins' revolutionary choreography, and Arthur Lawrence's energetic, economical book, and Leonard Bernstein's achingly transcendent music gave the world its very first glimpse of West Side Story 64 years ago. The trustees of the Jerome Robbins estate, the Arthur Lawrence estate, and the Leonard Bernstein estate were so magnificent in their generosity and support for us and their trust in us, without which we absolutely would not have been here tonight. So, now, in the audience tonight are two members of the original 1957 Broadway cast. Can I just ask you to stand? Please let me ask you, Grover Dale, who played Snowboy, and Julie Oscar McLeod, who played Pauline. Right there. Also here in the audience is my dear friend and producer of Amistad, Debbie Allen, who played Anita in the 1980 Broadway revival. Thank you. Now, I saw the groundbreaking and inimitable 1961 Robert Wise Jerome Robbins film when it came out at least 5 times, at least in first run release. And I was 15, and as a 15-year-old, I fell in love with Natalie Wood's Maria, and I am very happy and grateful tonight that Natalie is represented here by her daughter, Natasha Gregson Wagner. Natasha, where are you? We also have someone very special tonight in our audience, whose stunning, immaculate performance can be heard on the original Broadway cast album. Please join me in welcoming the first ever Maria there ever was, Carol Lawrence. grew up with that album when I was 11 years old with you running down the street in New York, pulling Tony behind you in your wake. It's great. As Steve Sondheim wrote, the art of making art is putting it together. Piece by piece, every detail plays its part. It takes a lot of people to make any film. And as I've learned, when it's a movie musical, you gotta triple down on that. To put it all together, I turn to my miracle-making producer, Kristie Macosko Krieger. Kristie! I cannot do any of these movies without you, Kristie. We also have many members of the fiercely dedicated and brilliantly talented crew that she and I assembled. And I love you all, and I love what you contributed to this production. So let me just say your names, and if we all stand up and maybe save the applause, that never works when people say that, I know. But I'm just gonna say their names, stand up, and we can give them a big round of applause afterwards. Producer Kevin McCollum. Executive producer Daniel Luby. Our choreographer Justin Peck. And I'm going to introduce Patricia Delgado, who is the assistant choreographer and Justin's wife and mother of a brand new wonderful baby. Our executive music producers David Newman and Matt Sullivan. The sound team led by Andy Nelson. My irreplaceable director of photography, Janusz Kaminski. And our casting director who managed the impossible and assembled all the young triple threat actor, singer, dancers you're about to watch. Mi Milagro, Cindy Tolan. My deeply talented editors, Michael Kahn, who has been a brother to me for 44 years, and Sarah Brochard, who is now a 12-year veteran of our editing room family. And I have to mention a few others who can't be here tonight. Executive producer Adam Sumner, production designer Adam Stockhausen, costume designer Paul Tazwell, the third in our triumvirate of executive music producers, and the person who did all the vocal direction of the entire cast, the great Janine Tesori. And our astounding conductor, Maestro Gustavo Dudamel. Yes. And the other maestro, the brilliant playwright and screenwriter, Tony Kushner himself. So now, I'm delighted, where are you all? You're down here, I think, okay? I'm delighted to introduce our cast to you, those of us who are here. Iris Menace, who plays Anybody's. Stand up. Josh Rivera, who plays Chino. Faist, who plays Riff. Our Bernardo, David Alvarez. Our Anita, Ariana DeBose. And our Tony and Maria, Ansel, Elgort, and Rachel Zegler. And all the sharks and jets who are with us tonight, all of you troublemakers, please stand. That's a really fun inside joke. I'll let you know when the documentary comes out. You'll see it. So, my family has understood better than anyone my passion to find a new way into reimagining West Side Story. Our kids were raised singing Maria, Officer Krupke, Something's Coming, and Tonight. And I've got all the videos to prove that over the years. My wife, Kate, she was more aware than anyone of my passion for this and reminding me every single day that a dream cannot come true unless you act on it. And when I told her, I'm scared of this thing. I've never made a musical before, let alone this musical. She simply said, get over this. This will be a good thing to put out into the world. And her advice was always ended by saying, lead with love, which I really tried to do. Thank you, Kate. And now, just introducing this next person makes me feel like dancing, which is a Kafkaesque sight I will spare all of you of. She is my friend and collaborator. She is the executive producer of West Side Story, and she's our Valentina. And this weekend, she is celebrating one hell of a birthday. She is the one and the only Rita Moreno. So thank you to this entire company, to this entire ensemble, and to the thousands of individuals that helped make this dream come true. Here now is West Side Story.
Well, this is crazy. It's truly, I don't know if you've seen, it's truly shut down with pictures of our faces on huge billboards like I've never seen before. And it is earth-changing in a way that I've never felt in my life. You know, she's so brand new in this movie. She's so multidimensional, she's multifaceted, and I think we really added the element of her being a kid, an 18-year-old who is just starting out. She thinks she knows everything about everything, but she knows nothing about nothing. And I think it's a really amazing journey to see as she learns and computes and tries to understand the world around her and the decisions she makes as an equation to that. And I am so blessed to be the first Latina to play Maria on screen. It's an honor that is not lost on me, as Rita was the first to play Anita on screen and the only Latina in the first movie, and it's a legacy that I love to carry with me in my heart. Absolutely. You can't meet a single person who doesn't know at least one song from West Side Story, and it is an amazing gift that the world has been given by Bernstein and Sondheim and everyone involved with the original production in 1957. We breathe new life into it, and I know that I'm biased because I'm part of it, but we really do breathe this new life, and a lot of that comes from Gustavo Dudamel conducting the New York Philharmonic. It is as it's meant to be heard, it's meant to be played. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah, it really feels Hollywood. Steven Spielberg directed, and West Side Story, in 1961 there was a great movie that was highly celebrated, and tonight we can come and celebrate the passing of the torch, the reimagining of the great West Side Story, and celebrate the great Stephen Sondheim as well. Yeah, such a great character with such great songs, and throughout the process I just wanted to honor them and make sure that I was, doing my best job that I could possibly do and work really hard. And now to see it, who this character has kind of become and how everybody brought their best to these roles. It's really fun to watch. I've seen it 3 times already, and I'm so excited to see it again tonight. Well, yeah, it feels like there's space for applause put into after the numbers, because it does make you want to applaud. I think seeing it in a theater, it will feel like a theatrical experience where hopefully you and the audience enjoy the movie so much that you want to applaud and stand up and cheer, and that's a fun part about going to the movies to me.
Oh my gosh, this is wild. Well, first of all, when we pulled up, I was like, the road's closed. We're not going to be able to get there. And my driver had to be like, no, it's closed for you. So I'm still a little, oblivious to the scale of this thing, I suppose. But I got to tell you, it's just gorgeous. Like, what a testament to old Hollywood premieres, right? It feels so lovely. It feels like, not that it's normal. I don't know if it'll ever be normal, but it does feel quite wonderful. Oh, there's nothing better than hearing a cheering crowd potentially screaming your name or someone else's, because I just think they should scream and be excited about everything. But it's so nice to see people excited about this film. When's the last time we've really felt a group of people excited about cinema? So I'm just really, really thrilled that anyone showed up, I'm over the moon, to be honest. I'm, again, thrilled and awed and heartened that we get to share this particular film in this way. There's no better way to view it, because there's so much think about and to process. And if we can do it together, then perhaps we'll leave the theater with some solutions. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness. I think folks are just going to be so excited to see their own faces reflected back to them. You know, that's part of what makes this take fresh. You've got modern faces telling a timeless classic story. It makes it tangible. It allows a modern day crowd a way into the material. And I think they're just going to get something they didn't quite expect, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, this whole project has been a gift, you know, a gift from the top, from Steven Spielberg to Tony Kushner, Janine Tesori, Justin Pegg. I mean, I can go on. They're all so incredible. I got to work with so many legends, and I'm just so fortunate to be here. That's all I can think of. Grateful. Yeah, I mean, one of the most powerful messages that stands the test of time and that needs to be retold and reminded through generations is the power of love, and not giving into fear and hatred and division, and really trying to understand the people around you. So it's a really powerful message that's as relevant as it is today as it will be 1,000 years from now. So I'm grateful to be an artist and to project this message to this generation. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing has just been a dream. It's a complete dream, and I'm so fortunate to be able to speak the words of legends, to act the scenes of legends, to just be a part of something so much bigger than just me. You know, it was a very beautiful collaborative process, and we all put so much passion and love into this, and I'm so excited to finally see, you know, the world to see this.
Hi, it's just a joyous night. You know, like we're in Hollywood Boulevard. Our, you know, billboards all over the red carpet. I just can't believe it. It's such a dream. Well, I feel like this movie has so many topics that are relevant and so important in our society right now. So it filled my heart with joy that people will be able to get something from this movie, that love conquers all, you know, that we should understand each other more than fighting each other, and the importance of empathy. And I feel like if we have more empathy in our world, we're gonna succeed as a society. It's so magical to be here with the whole cast, the crew, such an incredible team that is behind this. Our leader, Steven Spielberg, Tony Kushner. It's just so incredible, so special. It's a dream come true for all of us to be representing the Latin community, especially for me. I was born and raised in Puerto Rico, so being able to represent my people in this classic story and to be authentic, right? That we had the opportunity, we're all Latinos, and I am Puerto Rican, so how great it is.
I mean, this is really crazy. My childhood self could never imagine. It's really something else. I keep getting like, I look up and it's the billboards all around. It's really wild. I don't really know how to put it into words. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited because we're in the midst of a real important conversation about representation in Hollywood. I think to have something like this at the forefront, at the mainstream, I can only hope that, I think we're moving in the right direction, but I would hope that, you know, we can inspire creators, actors, you know, everybody to tell their story authentically, to get more of these stories told as genuinely and authentically as possible. Do you know what I mean? That's something that I'm really excited about with this in particular. I think I see and discover something new every time I watch it. This is now going to be my third time, and my second time I was discovering all this stuff about the artwork and the framing and the stills, and I think the first time I was just kind of overwhelmed. But I don't know, that's hard for me to say. I just really hope people take away the message, and I hope that you know, the communities that we represent feel represented.
This is pretty crazy, huh? They shut down the whole street for us. All of Tinseltown is shut down just for us. It's wild, man. It's a very thrilling experience. We're all very happy to be here. Can't wait, yeah. Well, I mean, this is obviously a theatrical story and has its origins based in that. And I think, you know, after the past couple of years that we've all had, being in the theaters and having a shared communal experience it's kind of why we do what we do, you know. It was a very special thing going to that premiere in New York with everyone and the crowd, and we're excited to be here and do the same thing, and hopefully, you know, have audiences go to the theater and have that experience. Yeah.
I think West Side Story is a really unique work of art. So I think it bridges Broadway and jazz and opera, and I don't think there's really been anything like it. And so it was really an honor to be involved in trying to, you know, in bringing this to being a small part of bringing it to the screen.
I think West Side Story is a story about love and how that's the most important. Also how we're just all humans. We do not have to be divided. We do not have to be jets, sharks. You know, it's a story about love and acceptance. The first time I saw the movie was with our cast, and it was the most exhilarating experience of my life because we were all so excited. Like the credits, it just started, and we were cheering and clapping and screaming, and like jumping in our chairs. It was out of this world. It was an experience like no other. I'm so excited actually to see it in theaters, full house, I hope, and just be there.
Well, of course, waiting for the premiere for a year was very nerve-wracking, but finally we're here, and clearly I've seen the movie. It's a wonderful movie, and it's a great homage to old Broadway musicals, and it's just a very entertaining, beautiful thing. And be here in Hollywood, particularly for me, who was born in Eastern Europe and who started making movies here as an adult, this is always something that I didn't really dream about, I didn't imagine, but I'm experiencing right now. So it's a great place to be and great event, yeah. Well, with Steven and I, we have such a long history. We've done 19 movies together, almost 30 years of very active and successful collaboration that, you know, this movie, in a sense of aesthetics and how we're going to do it, was very clear. We wanted to create a movie version of the 1957 Broadway musical and maintain that kind of a sense of entertainment, glitz and glamour. It's very entertaining, and it's just particularly during this time, you know, if you just take all the issues out of the movie, it's just a fun, entertaining Hollywood glamorous movie. It's a musical, so it's great, yeah.
The fact that West Side Story is having its Los Angeles premiere on Hollywood Boulevard, the center of filmmaking, and West Side Story is one of the seminal shows in the center of Broadway where I spend most of my time, and to see these two worlds collide isn't the right word. This collaboration based on the geniuses of Broadway who wrote for the stage West Side Story, and then Steven Spielberg, from a very young age, listening to the recording as a kid, like all of us did at a certain age, and saying, you know, dreaming about doing this.
It is a dream come true. I mean, I just met Carol Lawrence, the original Maria in the 1957 stage show. I mean, I couldn't be more thrilled to hopefully give reverence to what's been in the past with West Side Story and to celebrate what we have now with West Side Story. Well, it's a message about love and love triumphing over bigotry and hate, and it's a message for all time. Every single one is a classic. Every single song I can sing from beginning to end and have been able to since I was a little girl, and so it's just thrilling to be able to show them on the big screen. I think the energy of the youth and everybody that's in this film and the Latinx cast that we have assembled, it feels like it's time to do it. It was the right thing to do, and we're really happy.
I don't know how to explain it. I don't know how I got so lucky. I know that I was Tony Kushner's idea for Valentina, and he was only thinking of me because his partner said, "What are you going to do about Doc?" And he said, "Well, I don't know." And his partner said, "What about Rita Moreno as Doc's widow?" It's their fault, and I'm here, and I will be ever grateful.
Well, Hollywood Boulevard, of course, is every time I come here, it just brings decades and decades of tradition. into the festivities, so everything sort of becomes more Hollywood, which is appropriate. It really is. And I love coming out here, and I love looking around and seeing all my kids on billboards. We never imagined we'd all be on billboards covering 4 blocks, so it's exciting. I know. Well, these songs never get old. I mean, I made the movie and I still took the songs home and listened to them independent of my work on the production, because the songs have certainly stood the test of time. Basically, for me, West Side Story as a Broadway musical is the godfather of all Broadway musicals. And so it was extremely intimidating to even attempt or even to dream of a reimagining based on the original 57 Broadway show. But I was blessed with a great cast and a great artistic sort of company and ensemble of tremendous artists, the top of their independent craft and professions, and the rest hopefully will be history. Yeah, I think they all went up to scream. I think they've all got the same wattage. They just have it in sort of different styles, because we took a year to cast this, and I waited to tell anybody they had the parts until I knew who all 4 principals were going to be. And poor Rachel, I saw her on the first day of casting. She had to wait 350 days before she got the part, a little under a year. But like I said, I've just been blessed. These are triple threats. They act, they sing, they dance, and they exist even without movement in a way that you cannot take your eyes off them. And that's what made it such a pleasure to work on.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released.